Hey little cuties, Demi here, and welcome to another Sims 4 speed build. As you've probably noticed, it's been quite some time since I last did really honestly anything on this channel, and for those of you that haven't seen my New Year intentions video that I posted a couple of days ago, mostly it comes down to overwhelming myself, which is causing extreme procrastination. So that's kind of where I'm at, and I figured to kind of like stop the cycle, I'm just gonna force myself to just get videos out, which I know sounds like I'm forcing myself to do something I don't want to do, which is quite the contrary. I do want to do these things, I just have to force myself and get out of the rut that I've been in. So a lot of the videos for the next probably couple of weeks, I would guess, are going to have been old footage that I recorded. Like that's like literally the level of procrastination I'm at, where I, for a couple of months, I think I had was on top of it. I was pre-recording and getting stuff like good to go. And so I have all this footage, and then I just I don't know what happened. I guess maybe I just didn't feel like editing it or something. So just to kind of let you guys know, if anything seems like maybe it's an old video, it probably is. But it's stuff that I was proud of and wanted to put out anyway. And so why not now? Better late than never, you know? Anyways, that's just where I'm at. Thought I would let you guys know. And as always, this build is classic dark wood and shades of gray, as always. So my idea for this build was to, well, firstly, I guess I was inspired to do this by a floor plan that I saw on Pinterest. I was like, whoa, that would be interesting to just kind of work off of a floor plan that I didn't create and see if I can make something interesting and different and kind of get the creative juices flowing. And I think it worked out pretty well, because I definitely wanted to keep with the I live in a town at the base of a mountain in the woods kind of vibe. So of course they have a fireplace, which is a must, I feel like, if you live in a mountainous region. I usually like to go with the floor to ceiling windows, because that's something I personally love, but I didn't want to overuse it, you know what I mean? So I thought I would just try these the standard base game modern windows, which I think turned out pretty good. It has enough personality, I think, with the double window action going on. I imagine the Sims that live here are a young couple, they have a kid, and they have another baby on the way, and this was probably I don't know, the first home that they were able to buy. Maybe they're renting, I have no idea. I don't imagine that you rent houses up in the mountains. I mean, I guess you could. I never have. Honestly though, my dream is to have a cabin in the woods that's just super cozy, wood burning fireplace, or stove, wood burning stove / maybe fireplace, maybe both, who knows. But I love the idea of, this doesn't necessarily reflect it, but the floor to ceiling windows, that, where you're sort of just floating in nature and you just sort of have this shelter, you know what I mean? Anyway, I think that's kind of why I feel I just keep building the same style of home over and over again, is just because that's my goal, is to just live in a woodsy little cabin off near the mountains, which sort of contradicts the idea that I want to be in the city. I think maybe if I ever got to the point where I could afford a summer home, just I don't know, is property in the mountains cheap? Who knows? Just a second home to go away and just live there for a while and just disconnect from the hum and the buzz of electricity. that's just kind of the vibe I wanted to give to this house. I didn't want it to be like super techie or anything like that. Just some general necessities, like a computer. I imagine they probably would need it for work wherever this couple works, and a TV, just because I feel like, I don't know, like 99.9% of people probably own a TV, and that's just like the deal. However, fun fact, I do not like when, not like I dislike when people have TVs in their living rooms, because that's like totally fine and like normal and whatever. But when I'm visiting somebody's house, I hate when the TV is on. Like, turn it off. Like, there's nothing on the TV that you could possibly like need to have on, you know? Like, I'm here visiting at your house. Pay attention to me. But that's actually a reason why I don't have a TV in my living room. It's sort of set up where if I ever made friends and had people come over, it's like set up so that we just like talk to each other. And the plan is to get a record player, because we have records, and get a record player so we can just like listen to music, chill, hang out. Why am I even telling you this? I have no idea. I just felt, felt like maybe you guys wanted to know. I obviously like made a super duper small kitchen because I imagined that it would be more of like a kitchenette. But at the time of making this, there was like no real way of making a kitchenette. Like, I probably could have, if you have a university, you could probably take out the stove and put a mini fridge with a microwave on top, and then take out the refrigerator that's on the outside of the kitchen, which I imagine was probably like an afterthought or something when building the house, or maybe they didn't intend for you to have an indoor fridge, or like, I have no idea. But I thought it was kind of like a fun, just like interesting place to have the, I almost just said the microwave. It's not a microwave, it's a refrigerator. That's the appliance I'm thinking of. And just kind of have it be like, not made to order, like that's not what I'm thinking. Like making do, I guess. That the house was there before them, before their needs, and they're just working with what they got. And I imagine either they're going to grow out of this house or figure out a way to accommodate their growing family. And then, as always, I'm kind of like bouncing around from area to area, because I feel like when I'm building, I have a sort of, I don't want to say like ADD necessarily, but it's like, I feel like I exhaust my ideas in one area, and then I'm like, okay, well, let me just go to a different area and then like kind of bounce around. You know what I mean? You know what I mean. So for the kids' room, I wanted to make a sort of like, I don't know, like a den vibe. And so the walls are very dark gray or black, I guess. And we have like some twinkle lights, and then I have like those lanterns that are above the bassinet to create a sort of mobile. And I used that not kids stuff, my pet stuff or whatever pack, that rug. I imagine that it's some sort of like cowhide rug or something. I don't know. That was kind of like my idea for that, was just to have it like be super cozy, and have the kids share a room. So in the bathroom here, it's kind of an irregular shape, which I really wish I would have, I don't know. I was trying to be creative. There's like not like too much you can do like with this shape, because I definitely needed a tub, because with a toddler, you can't wash them in the shower, which is unfortunate. So you have to have a tub. And this is probably my favorite tub in the entire game. Like, it's absolutely gorgeous. I love it. It reminds me of like all of those Pinterest photos where they're like big giant like cement tubs that people just like soak in for like an age and a half. So we put the sink in the corner. Everything is still usable. They can like get around to the toilet and everything. It's just an interesting shape. And then here in the parents' bedroom or the master bedroom, I made it so that it was not only their bedroom, but also a workspace, since they weren't able to fit a desk area in the living room or like the common area. So this is like where they work from, where they sleep, and kind of like their adult space. And I really love the clothing rack or the garment rack that we got with the Moschino stuff pack. Like truly the stuff from that pack is just like phenomenal. I really love the beds that have the netting on them. It just feels so like ethereal, you know what I mean? And just makes it feel like super like dreamy. And that's all we can ever want in a bed, you know what I mean? So out here in the backyard porch area, I wanted to have a good space for the kids to play, and also a sort of like, I don't know, I guess I was kind of basing it off of like stuff that I had when I was a kid. Like we had a grill, and we had like outdoor furniture, and then there was our swing set, and we had a pool, which you'll see is like, I've used the water balloon bucket kind of in place of that, and my mom had bird feeders and like all kinds of stuff. And then later I put in a like little shed for some little hobbies and stuff like that. You know, I just wanted to make it like a really nice place where you could also be outside too. And of course, with seasons, I made sure that it was like a covered patio area, so even if it's raining, they could still go out there and sit or make food or whatever. I did a little bit of landscaping as well, but I didn't want it to be too aggressive, just because this is like a developed piece of land and they're not like fully in the woods. But here we are at the grand tour of the whole build. Thank you guys so much for hanging out and being super patient with me as I get my life together. If you guys have any comments, tips, tricks, or suggestions, please leave them in the comment section below. Again, thank you guys so much for hanging out, and I will see you little cuties in the next one. Bye!